Hey, it's Jamie East here from the Smart 7, and today's episode is brought to you by Pension Bee and their award-winning Pension Confident podcast. Getting your head around pensions might seem overwhelming, but that's where Pension Bee comes in. They're on a mission to build pension confidence. So whether you're just starting on your pension journey, you're nearing retirement, or like me, you're somewhere a little bit in between, then you should have a listen to the Pension Confident podcast. It's an award-winning podcast that digs into topics that really matter with the help of financial experts. So that could be the basics of how pensions, ISAs or mortgages work, and things like how to get started on saving for a happy retirement. And a bit like the Smart 7 does with the news, they break down complex pensions finance into language that we can all understand. You can listen or download the Pension Confident podcast wherever you get your podcast from, or you can watch the episodes on YouTube. And remember, anything discussed on the podcast shouldn't be regarded as financial or legal advice, and when investing, your capital is at risk. On today's Smart 7, Israel launches strike on Hamas in Qatar, Trump embarrassed by Epstein release, and much more. It's Wednesday 10th of September, it's Swap Ideas Day, and happy birthday, Jack Grealish.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
Israel struck a dramatic and unexpected blow on Tuesday against Hamas leadership, who had gathered in Doha for talks on a ceasefire. Israeli jets launched a strike on the meeting in Qatar, and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu addressed the Israeli people after the attack.
At noon today, I convened the heads of Israel's security organizations and authorized a surgical precision strike on the terrorist chiefs of Hamas. These are the same terrorists who planned and celebrated the horrific massacres of October 7th. They perpetrated the worst attack on the Jewish people since the Holocaust.
While 6 people were killed, it does not appear that the strike was successful in targeting the top leadership or the Hamas negotiating team. Qatari authorities described the attack as a blatant violation of international law, and UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer was among those condemning the attack. The US were notified in advance by Israel, but only informed Qatar as the strike was already underway. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said a strike on Qatar does not advance Israel or America's goals, and President Trump said he wasn't thrilled. However, House Speaker Mike Johnson appeared to support the attack.
It's a very dangerous time there. They have enemies encamped around them, and they're trying to bring that to a peace as well. Anybody who looks at this reasonably, Hamas has to be eradicated. You've got to remove that threat on the immediate border, frankly, within the bounds of Israel.
The government published its new NHS Trust League tables for the first time on Tuesday, with specialist hospitals taking the top spots. The worst performing is the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in King's Lynn, not surprisingly, as large portions of the hospital are propped up because of structural weaknesses that are still to be repaired. Health Secretary Wes Streeting defended the tables, claiming it helps to inform the public and let them make informed choices about their care. He was also keen to rule himself out of the running for the job of deputy leader of the Labour Party.
No, I will not be a candidate for the deputy leadership. I've got more than enough on my hands with health and social care, but we have seen some brilliant candidates already declare their interest, and I'll be waiting to see who set out their stall.
6 candidates have come forward already, all female, aiming to replace Angela Rayner. The list includes Dame Emily Thornberry and the early favourite Education Secretary Bridget Phillipson. She was busy speaking at the TUC conference and defending Labour's plans for workers' rights.
Make no mistake, let there be no doubt. 1 year ago, we were elected to deliver this employment rights bill, and Congress, that is what we will do. We will not accept any watering down by the Lords. Forward with the employment rights bill in full.
Donald Trump's ongoing attempts to shut down public interest in convicted sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein hit another major obstacle on Tuesday. The Epstein estate released the birthday book put together by the financier's friends to celebrate his 50th birthday, which included the signed Donald Trump sketch and poem. Trump is suing the Wall Street Journal for originally reporting the story, claiming it was a hoax, but the sketch and caption were everywhere on Tuesday. There are also what appear to be jokes about sex trafficking in the book, and the Trump defense, which was to say that's not my signature, failed to convince anyone who's seen the president sign an executive order. Congressman Robert Garcia is the top Democrat on the House Oversight Committee, and he says the truth is clear to everyone.
The reality is that they are bold-faced lying, and they know that they are lying for Donald Trump. The president is saying that this note was planted and the signature matches it exactly. Give me a break.
BBC Director General Tim Davie was hauled in front of the Culture, Media and Sports Select Committee on Tuesday for a grilling by a cross-party section of MPs. He was quizzed over the BBC's coverage of Reform, a party which only has 4 MPs but has dominated the news agenda, including an incident where a clip of Nigel Farage from GB News was run on the BBC's 6 o'clock news. He was also asked about the various BBC scandals where he warned there could be more to come, and he was put under pressure over Gaza and this summer's Glastonbury coverage. The punk band Bob Vylan was shown live chanting death to the IDF, something that Davie said was a very significant mistake.
At that point, I knew that it was an anti-Semitic broadcast, so my decision was to get that off on demand. Simple as that. I do think it was deeply disturbing.
Still to come on today's Smart 7, in association with Metro England clean-up in Serbia, and Olivia Cook really wants to ride a dragon. Right after this. Hey, it's Jamie East here from the Smart 7, and today's episode's brought to you by Pension Bee and their award-winning Pension Confident podcast. Getting your head around pensions might seem overwhelming, but that's where Pension Bee comes in. They're on a mission to build pension confidence. So whether you're just starting on your pension journey, you're nearing retirement, or like me, you're somewhere a little bit in between, then you should have a listen to the Pension Confident podcast. It's an award-winning podcast that digs into topics that really matter with the help of financial experts. So that could be the basics of how pensions, ISAs or mortgages work, and things like how to get started on saving for a happy retirement. And a bit like the Smart 7 does with the news, they break down complex pensions finance into language that we can all understand. You can listen or download the Pension Confident podcast wherever you get your podcast from, or you can watch the episodes on YouTube. And remember, anything discussed on the podcast shouldn't be regarded as financial or legal advice, and when investing, your capital is at risk. Welcome back. Tuesday night saw more World Cup qualifying action, with England and the Republic of Ireland on the road, while Wales faced Canada in a friendly. The Republic have gotten off to a bad start in a difficult group, only able to draw with Hungary at home, and they lost 2-1 in Armenia, leaving them with just 1 point from 2 games. England were in Serbia, where Harry Kane was first on the scoresheet, and the game finished 5-0 to Thomas Tuchel's side, with a Marcus Rashford penalty rounding out the game. The manager had no complaints about his team.
I'm more than happy for the team and for all the staff. I just said it. We had an excellent week from start to finish. We just proved what I saw every day in this camp, and that makes me very happy.
Olivia Cook is a busy woman these days. She's starring in new Prime Video thriller series The Girlfriend opposite Robin Wright, and she's appeared in Apple TV Plus hit Slow Horses. The English actress also plays Alicent Hightower in House of the Dragon, which is due to return to Sky next year. She popped up with Jimmy Fallon to reveal a little bit about the Westeros show and her deep regret that her character doesn't get to ride a dragon.
It's big, this one.
It is, yeah. You said somewhere that you don't ride a dragon and you want to.
I'd ride it like a bucking bronco. It's not really my character.
There aren't too many films that can be described as a family horror film, but when the writer and director is the mind behind the TV series Hannibal, you have to expect the unexpected. Dust Bunny is written and directed by Brian Fuller, who has also written for Star Trek and was showrunner for American Gods. A little girl played by Sophie Sloane seeks help when it appears that a monster under her bed killed her parents. The cast includes Hannibal star Mads Mikkelsen along with Sigourney Weaver, and it just premiered at the Toronto Film Festival to rave reviews. It hit cinemas in December.
What did you see?
A monster.
What makes you think I kill monsters?
You're a monster. Do you believe in you?
Why would a monster eat your family? Have you seen something you shouldn't have seen?
You got the girl.
I got the girl.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes, we'll give you the world.
From prying eyes to improving defenses to peace of mind. Take your company's cybersecurity to the next level. Transform the everyday with Siemens.